Now, yesterday, I'm sure in the market you did notice that most of the Chinese EV stocks ended on a green. I think some of the Chinese stock, or one of the Chinese stock which I managed to see which ended on a red, was Leoro, and that was obviously not good to see for those that are owning Leoro shares. But NEO finished the day trading up almost 1%, and apparently that rally that we saw, or that relief of a bit rally that we saw yesterday onto Chinese equities, it was as a result of China central banks pumping cash into the financial systems. You will know that when it comes to the Chinese equities, they've been beaten down for quite some time. They've not been doing that well. I mean, short sellers have been on top of these equities, or Chinese equities, for quite some time. But the good thing, like I said, that Chinese stimulus is going to see the Chinese equities going to recovery. Bezinga just also did an article yesterday saying that US Chinese stocks rally on strong trade data. Central bank support. Goldman forecasts 20% growth. This is obviously what resulted into stocks like NEO or other Chinese heavy makers like XPeng ending the day on a green yesterday. I mean, hopefully we start to see the recovery coming into these Chinese equities. As I was checking the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, I realized that NEO is up 1%. Then obviously XPeng is up 3.3%, Leoro up 0.35%. Now XPeng has been that company that is doing pretty well, and I suppose investors are liking the kind of a show that they are putting for all to see. I mean, in terms of deliveries, they are doing pretty well, which is why share price wise, yeah, we are also seeing, or always seeing, them not being beaten that much compared to other EV makers. But one thing that of course investors forget is that XPeng sell cheap EVs, and therefore in some scenarios the kind of revenues that NEO generates, let's say for the ES8, ET7, EC7, XPeng will need to sell 2 cars to cover that one total revenue that NEO generates with those models, or with each of those models, which is something that obviously we need to have that at the back of our minds before we judge NEO, right? Onvo, you know, they are still in a process of ramping up the production capacity, and once that is done, when they can get to 20,000, then it's going to be lights out, right? And we will look forward to that. I think obviously with that will come some pretty good, interesting delivery figures on a month to month. So yeah, Bloomberg did an article saying that there's been some cash injections onto the People's Bank of China, which shows that the rain that the very same Bloomberg has been saying that it will rain, it will come, it might be very close. Remember, like I said, stimulus were announced in October of last year, but we have not really seen that much of positive outcomes from that. But as what Bloomberg said sometimes last year, rain will come. We shall be rewarded, and those that obviously are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price, taking the low trading prices opportunities to load the boat, are most definitely going to be the ones to be rewarded. So I just thought I'd give you this. Tell me what you think, man. Blue sky is coming, and obviously though we have not seen what the 1.4 trillion stimulus has done in terms of the fruits, in terms of the results, but we are going to start seeing some of those things, I believe, in this first half. Improvement of course Chinese equities in terms of share price, improvement. We already have seen that the subsidies that Chinese government is giving, they extended it to the rest of this year, which that also is a good thing. There are also other things that we are going to see. Interest rates are going to continue being dropped so that the customers, the consumers of China can be able to afford. Go out there, buy new cars. Go out there, buy your Onvos, your NEO, XPeng, Leoro, Xiaomi, Zika. All those cars consumers will be able to afford, which that will stimulate obviously the market, the Chinese market, in terms of growth, which is something that obviously we look forward to that. So though we might not seen or have seen the positive outcomes coming from the big stimulus that China announced in Q3 last year, we are definitely going to see the rain. It is going to come. And these articles from Bloomberg, from Bezinga, it shows us that there are movements that are taking place as China is preparing for the massive stimulus to start bearing fruit, for the massive stimulus to start taking, of course, a good effect onto our favorite stocks like NEO or Chinese EV makers like Neo. And all we need to do is to brace ourselves for what's coming and watch what happens. But in the same time, you need to decide if whether do you want to be part of the people that are going to benefit from this, and that is investing into Chinese equities, or you just want to watch, be on the sidelines and wait for the stimulus to come in and start seeing the results first before you can jump in onto the Chinese equities. Me, I'm loading. Me, I'm buying, because I know one thing, and that is we shall be rewarded with time. Blue sky is coming. Long term will win. That's all from me. And don't forget to hit that likes button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and click or hit that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I'll see you on my next video, man. And God bless you all.